Good morning, viewers. Good morning, everybody. We are back today once again with another watch, another story. Here with me is Kiran Hamidulay.
Hi everyone, Kiran Hamidulay here, back again once again. Hi Professor. How's it going?
Fantastic. I hope you are having a fantastic
Oh, lovely time. Yeah.
Deepavali was great.
Very good.
And yesterday was Black Friday.
Yes.
And yes, there were quite a lot of watches on sale also yesterday.
Yes. We did see that in the group, but I don't think anyone fit any of the watches fit our bill though. Alright.
So, Kiran, what have you got for us today? What story do we have?
It is another Swiss brand of course, and we are going to talk about a brand called, very famous Swiss brand called Titoni. So it will be a chit chat about that, and so that's where we are heading to.
We are today sitting here at the Jayanagar Metro Station Park and the wonderful Saturday.
Yes, and this is the first experiment, of an outdoor shoot for us, and I hope it's going to go well. Yeah. Titoni is also, right up there with, one of the best, Swiss brands that has ever come out of Switzerland. This was also, a family-run business. Firstly, let me put it that way. And Titoni also is a very closely knit family-run business. Okay, and to this day, Titoni exists and it is still being controlled by the family, by the third generation of the family. So coming back to the bit of a history about Titoni, Titoni was a company which formed in the year 1990, and in 2019, they celebrated a centenary of existence, and it's once again got a very rich tradition about they follow a very traditional approach of vintage Swiss watch making, which is continued to this day. And back in 1919, this Titoni was founded by a gentleman by name Fritz Schlup. So this is a guy who founded Titoni, and his family members, the third generation, is currently, the company is very much in existence, and they are going from, strong milestones to much stronger milestones even to this day. And as I said, they completed 100 years successfully in 2019. Originally, when they formed, right, it started off with a different brand name. 1919 when they formed under the name called Celsa. The Titoni was earlier known as Celsa. So not too many people, unless they dive deep into this subject, especially on Titonis, very few people know about this. But originally when Titoni was, formed, it was formed under the, brand name as Celsa. Okay, so that ran up till about 1952. Okay, and then where, in the same year, right, Fritz son, by name Bruno, he joined his dad in the business, and then in the year 1952, they changed the name to Titoni, and since then, they have continued the business under the brand name Titoni. So this is a bit
Because this name, in fact, I have come across in a couple of auctions. But I never knew that the Instagram and trails back to the
Yeah, it has. In fact, it has. Celsa has a very close connection with Titoni. Titoni was earlier known as Celsa. Yeah. And once they began, they had a very traditional style of watchmaking, and their specialty was they did not go too high end. They did not want to reach the high end market. So they just kept it as mid-budget watch, range, and then they came out with some very interesting and unique automatic and also their own version of mechanical watches. So and it has continued ever since. So even to this day you have Titoni coming up with newer models, newer variants of the same existing models that they have come out with.
Going by the website, I think 3 independent there is a legitimate presence in India, like the likes of Henry and
yes, absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely. So because see, when pre-independence and even a few years after the post-independence, right? Okay. So to be, just to dive back even a little more into the history. See, the name branch you named, right? Titoni, Feveluba, Henry Sandoz, okay? Those were the very first Swiss micro brands, right? To dive into Asia. In fact, to be very precise, right? Okay, Titoni was one of the very first initial Swiss brands, okay? Homegrown Swiss brands, right? Okay. Which actually was the first to step the foot in Asia and China. When they entered Asia, their first target was China. So they were one of the first companies to get into China. And then slowly from China, obviously, India had a pre-independence and post-independence, right? There were a lot of freedom movement and everything going on. So all old timers, especially the people who are connected in teaching line and the government line, right? They always wanted to own a very good, Swiss watch. So the moment the name Swiss watch came by, right? So the common names were like Titoni, Feveluba, and Enica, all these brands were West End, all these brands were like instantly kind of stuck to the minds of the people back then, and these were kind of quite common in India as well back then.
In Titoni, as you specialize as a
Yes, so like Enica, Titoni happens to be one of my favorite Swiss brands, and it is one of my themes in the hobby as well. So when I started off, again this Titoni in the last instance also I think in our last series as well I quoted an example of how I actually took this hobby very seriously. So let me just cover that in maybe a half a minute. So the accidental way that I got into this hobby was because of a Titoni watch. So which actually happened to be given by my father, and the way he got this watch is from his teacher, a sports teacher. When my dad was representing their school, which is National High School, in a cricket tournament, right? And in a match, they were in a situation wherein in the last over they needed an X amount of runs, and it so happened like after a very close fight, right? It came down to the last 2 or 3 balls, wherein my dad, played an instrumental role in hitting the last runs in the required number of balls. And then, the school teacher apparently was so thrilled that, he took out his watch, which was a Titoni, Airmaster. It was a 41 jewel watch. Okay. He just took it out of his wrist and he presented it to my dad as a gift. I still have that, but yeah, that is still, in my, it's a great part of my collection, and that is how I got into Titonis. Yeah, it is a very much, very active theme of mine, and luckily I've been able to get my hands on some very interesting, Titoni variants, which I will also be showcasing it like, in the continuation of this episode. Yeah.
So coming back to what are the variants?
Alright, so there are 2 or 3 variants which are extremely popular, and namely, when they launched, right? Okay, one of the early 60s editions when they launched, when they came out, right? The original variant back then was a series called as Titoni Airmaster. So this came out in both standard mechanical with 70 different denominations of jewel variants. Okay, starting from 17 to as high as 41 jewels. And they did have some very good automatic movements as well in this Airmaster series. So subsequently they came out with another series called as Ray-T. The series is called RAYKING. That's another variant. So this was more predominantly, again, they had both automatic and as well as mechanical options in there. Okay. So the other variant was a very popular variant back then called the Cosmo series.
Cosmo?
Cosmo, it has various, variants to it. So, in the Cosmo series, you have Cosmo series. In that, you have variants like Cosmo 22, Cosmo 55, Cosmo 88, Cosmo King. So these are the variants, and I will be again showcasing a few models from that series as well. So I am lucky enough to get those. I mean, to have those in my collection. So I'll be showing that as well. And there another very popular variant was a variant called as Space Star. So this also had 009, I mean series 22 series, 55 series. This also Space Star also had a different variant like this. So this came predominantly in automatic and mechanical. So Titoni were always like that. Whatever model they released, right, they ensured that they had certain watches made in mechanical as well as the same variant made in automatic as well. So that was the beauty about Titoni. And another very unique thing about Titoni is, right since inception, right, since 1919, most of the watches are 100% handmade, including the mechanism, the movement, the assembly, everything happens handmade, and even to this day, a part of their watches are being handmade. So that's a standout, if you pick a brand like Titoni, right, that's one of the very unique features. Yeah, watchmakers mechanism, correct. So, I mean, it's a wonderful brand, so, as I said, yeah.
On to the present day, what kind of a price range do you fit Titoni into a luxury segment, or you fit
no, Professor, I would not put this into a luxury segment because, as I said, right, since inception, Titoni's focus itself was not to be luxury. They always tapped the mid segment of the market, and they were very good in what they were doing. They created a series of watches and a brand name in itself, which was kind of in the affordable segment. Yet, it was very durable. With such amount of precise technology as well. So I would not put it into a luxury brand segment. It still continues to be the mid to a higher mid-range, model, brand, and it continues to do very well to this day in that segment. So, that's how I would place it.